Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would do something that I don't really look forward to, and I think a lot of us can probably say the same thing, cleaning brushes. Like, it's just not my thing. I keep putting it off. I've talked about this before, and I recently picked up this product from Sephora, the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. It's a quick drying, rinse-free formula. So I thought, why not try it out and give you guys my thoughts and then kind of record how I cleaned the brushes and how well this holds up, because this seems to be a pretty good product and it had a lot of sort of good qualities like a disinfectant, antimicrobial, which I'm really big on that, especially if you're acne prone. Keeping your brushes clean is really important. And I have not always been following that advice, but I can tell you that it makes a difference when you have your tools clean, sanitized. If you use beauty blenders, any type of beauty sponges, those can also hold on to some bacteria, so it's just really good to clean it. Now, I did not use this cleaner on my beauty blender. I just used some Dove soap or Dawn soap, whatever I have. I have like a mini of the beauty blender cleanser, the solid, that I've been using, and that seems to be good, but that's really similar to like a Dove bar soap, which is probably cheaper and better to use anyways. So I decided to test this out. I have been wanting to clean my brushes and find something that can make that process pretty easy and quick. So I will say right off the bat, this does have a scent to it, which I'm not a fan of. It is a vanilla scent. Some may like that. I personally would prefer a fragrance-free version. I don't really particularly care for the type of vanilla scent. There's some types of scents that can kind of smell like real and just very natural, and it's like a good type of smell. But then there's some that seem like very synthetic, very sort of bleh. And I just don't like the scent of this. I do like Cinema Secrets. They make a translucent setting powder that I use every single day, which I love. So that kind of got me curious as far as what other products do they make that are actually good. So that is my only one thing that I will say up front, is that I don't like the scent. I don't know if this comes in a fragrance-free version. And by the way, this size that you're seeing here in the video today is the travel size one. It comes with a really cute little tin, which I think is just absolutely darling. You could use this for other things as well, if you didn't want to use this for cleaning your brushes. This is a good size though for cleaning eye brushes. Now when it comes to face brushes, if you get this small one for travel or just to try out for yourself, you're going to have a hard time cleaning the brushes, the face brushes, in this small little tin, which is why I didn't really show that on camera today, because of the fact that when I put my brush in there, it just immediately just soaked up all of the product. So what I had to do was use my regular cleansing method for my face brushes, but this is actually pretty good for, as far as size-wise of the tin, really good for eye brushes. Even like highlighting brushes would work as well. I'm trying to look at what I've got that you could fit in here. Anything besides a face brush would work in this small travel size. So let's go ahead and get into the demo of how this solution works. Alright, so what I'm doing here is taking the solution and pouring just a little bit into the tin that came with it. And as you can see, you don't really need a whole lot for cleaning the eye brushes. So I'm going to start with this brush here, which is got some white bristles, and you can see that it has some staining from some pink eyeshadow. And the directions say to kind of like dip your brush and kind of do like a little dipping motion like that. And then I'm going to just kind of swipe the brush onto some paper towels to remove the makeup and the excess liquid. And just a couple swipes back and forth for this brush, particularly because it's small, is what you need to do in order to get it completely clean. But you can see within just a couple seconds it is absolutely clean and white. And I decided to zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see me doing the pencil brush, which had a bit of a darker eyeshadow on it. And again, super easy. That was just one dip and it was just done. Super easy. This next brush is the one that I use for my under eye brightener. So this is going to be very thick, like a cream style product, and those tend to be a little bit more difficult. And the downfall here is that when you put a brush that's extremely dirty, it's going to make the blue solution really nasty. So you will have to dump it out sooner. And here's the brush completely clean, and it was quite dry after doing the whole paper towel method. And this is the brush that I use to clean around my eyebrows with concealer whenever I do that step. And as you can see, it's a very dirty brush, so it did take a couple times, but literally within seconds it cleans it. But look how dirty the water is. Disgusting. Alright, so there you go. That's exactly how I used it, and I will say I'm very impressed with how well this cleaned my brushes. Within seconds, it completely dissolved everything. And I think what was most impressive was how it dissolved the brush that I use for my under eye corrector, which is a very thick product. Those tend to be one of the most difficult brushes to remove. Brushes that you use for foundation, brushes that you use for concealer, they tend to be a very pain in the butt type of situation when it comes time to cleaning, because it's like you clean and clean and clean. You know what I mean? And it seems like no matter what you do, there's still gunk coming out of it. So I was very impressed. So I will continue to use this for my eye brushes, and I will say that when I was done with them and just kind of doing the swiping method on a paper towel, most of the eye brushes seem to be just slightly damp. So I could see how you could go into applying makeup if you took it on another tissue maybe, or kind of pressed it inside of a paper towel. You could probably go in and do makeup right away, which I think is why this is sort of geared towards, I mean, anybody can use it, but I think makeup artists can probably get a good use out of something like this. But for the face brushes, I had to wash mine, so those will take overnight drying process for that. So I really, really like this. And if you tried it, please share with me your thoughts. And if you like it, if you have any sort of other recommendations for easy cleaning for brushes, because I hate doing it. I really, really hate doing it. So I wanted to also give you guys some little tips on how to dry brushes, because you may see some pictures online or Pinterest of people using their cleansing method, and then they put the brush in a cup upside down, which is really not a good thing, because that moisture is not really being able to evaporate quickly, and you also want to make sure that any of the water or moisture that's inside of the brush after you've completely rinsed out the cleaning soap and the excess water, you want to make sure that that doesn't have any effect on the ferrule, because those are all components that are glued to the handle of the brush. Now, you also don't want to dry it where it's sitting upright in a method like this where they're upright, because again, that water is going to seep into the ferrule, which is the silver part, or whatever color it may be. That's what's going to start to separate and cause the glue to come undone from the actual handle. So you want to make sure that you dry it, and I will show you on a towel, but you also want the bristles to kind of lay off of the surface of your table so that the air can kind of flow through from the bottom, the sides, and the top. And doing it like that really keeps the brushes from having any sort of wetness the next day, and within just one night you can have really dry brushes as well. So that's how I dry my brushes always. I never put them in a cup. I never store them upright, because again, I want to preserve my brushes, especially if you spend some money on them and you invest in good brushes. You want to make sure that you're properly taking care of them, because they will last a long time. I have one of these guys. You're probably thinking, really, an oven mitt? No, I'm not baking. I bought this oven mitt a long, long time ago, and I wanted to find, this was back when the Sigma Spa Glove first came out, and everybody was talking about it, and I thought, I'm not going to pay that price for basically an oven mitt, because that's what it looks like. And it may be wonderful. I'm not trying to knock it, or those of you who like it, but this is definitely an easier alternative. If you get a silicone oven mitt that has like little grooves and ridges, I mean, this is kind of dirty, so please don't judge me on this. But see, it has like little grooves, and all of these little soft kind of grooves will help kind of buff the soap into the bristles to kind of release any of the makeup. You may have also seen something like this. This is from Real Techniques. This came with like a little sample packet of the cleaning solution, which it's okay. I didn't really care for it. It does have, it's not sulfate free, so I think it might be just a little too harsh for the brushes, but that's my opinion, and that's why I just kind of stick with Dove soap and a little bit of alcohol to disinfect. But this is a really cool little thing. You can put your hand underneath like so to kind of give it some support. I just put a little soap in there and kind of do one of these numbers. And again, the grooves, which you can see here, these little grooves allows you to kind of clean your brushes deep down, because you don't want to just focus on cleaning just the tips of the brush. You want to get inside, because that's where all the bacteria is. All of like the cream products kind of sit inside of there. So having something like this is actually really good, because you can kind of clean it. So I do recommend this little gadget. I've had this for quite some time. I don't think I've ever mentioned it or even shown it in a video, but I do like this little, I don't know, it's like a little tray type thing. It's actually made out of really soft, kind of like a silicone-y kind of feel to it, so it's I would say it's easy to put in a travel kit, or if you're a makeup artist, put it in your makeup kit as well, because you can definitely get some access to some water and kind of go for it. So I do like this. I think this is probably more effective and easier than this, because that's the dirty side. Let's not show that other side. Because this is kind of bulky. Like, this is basically like something that you would use when you cook. So if you don't want something that big, then you can go with something like this. And I believe I got mine at Ulta. I think it's Ulta. Yeah. That wraps up today's video. I hope you found this helpful, that little kind of quick review on the Cinema Secrets cleaner, and also some techniques and tips for cleaning your brushes. So if you have any that you'd like to share, please leave them in the comment section, and I appreciate you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for spending your day with me. Thank you for being you, and I will talk to you very soon.